The Biden administration is urging colleges and universities across the country to pursue diversity after the Supreme Court ruling took away affirmative action in the admissions process. In a report, the U.S. Secretary of Education wrote students of color have long faced inequities when it comes to access to higher education. The report says while higher education institutions cannot take race into consideration, they should still consider how it impacted an applicant's life. And staying along this subject, happening this weekend, the Black College Expo is returning to Detroit. We have Dr. Theresa Price, founder of the National College Resources Foundation and Black College Expo, joining us in studio today to tell us all about this expo. Thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we love hearing that. I want to start, why do you feel this is so important to bring to the community?
Because it brings hope, it brings joy, it brings unity, it brings inclusion, and it brings empowerment. And so many people feel like they're not included and they're not a part of the system, and nobody cares or they don't feel like they're valued. And I think this event brings all of the resources into one hub, and students are getting accepted on the spot. They're waiving application fees, and they're giving away scholarships right on the spot. And that's empowering to know.
Those scholarships, I mean, they can be all the difference between going and pursuing higher education or not.
Yes,
a lot of people don't realize how meaningful those are. Are there many historically Black colleges and universities in our country, and kind of remind us where, you know? It's something that not everybody realizes.
Yeah, and I think everybody thinks of when they hear Black, they think it's just for Black people. No, they're for all people, but they were became because we couldn't go to school. So, you know, Richard Humphreys, which was a pilgrim, basically bequeathed money, $10,000 of land to be able to start Cheney University because they saw the inequities back then, and it was in 1737. So the oldest university is in, and then from there, there's 107 HBCUs. And the reason why they're there is because they give hope and opportunities for people to learn and grow. And they're so important, but when you look at the disparities, it's disparities in everything. And so when you look at Harvard that has like a $51 billion endowment, and then you look at Cheney University that I just mentioned, and their endowment is only 1.69 million. So billion, 51 billion, 1.69 million, all those years, and it's just because of the underfunding. They have not been funding at the same rate, even though they're doing the same thing. It still exists today. So for me, instead of worrying about that and getting caught up in that, it's like, what can I do to empower students? What can I do to bring students together? So whether you go to a HBCU or you go to wherever you go, it's about empowering your mind, feeding your mind, building yourself, so you can be a part of this great world, you know? And that's what Black College Expo does. It brings hope, it brings love, it brings empowerment, and it makes people feel like, yes, I can do this, yes, I can do this, and be a part of the system.
So well said. I hope that conveyed through the screen because I was moved sitting right here next to you. Really quickly, we're running out of time. Where is the expo? Can people still come? Any cost, time? Give me the nitty gritty.
No cost.
Okay.
Woo! First of all, we wanted to get rid of all of that so people will have an opportunity. Everyone is invited. All are invited. It's at the Huntington Place. Right here used to be the Cobalt Center, I think is the name before. Yes. Huntington Place is Saturday from 10 to 4. We even have an after show. We have people like Mr. Ray from Love and Hip Hop and Yo-Yo from, you know, we have our celebrities coming in to give their time. You can get seminars on how to find money for college, 401 for the student athlete, college versus high school, booming careers. It goes on and on. Colleges will be there again, accepting on the spot, waiving application fees, giving away scholarships on the spot. We're a nonprofit, a 501c3, with the mission to curtail high school dropout rate and increase enrollment to degree and/or certificate programs among underserved, underrepresented, at-risk, low-resource, homeless, and foster students, with the vision to close the gap on educational achievement, workforce, and economic disparities, to end racism and racial inequalities.
You have such a beautiful spirit and such a beautiful energy. I can tell you are so unbelievably passionate about what you do. Dr. Price, thank you, Theresa Price. Thank you so much. When you throw the doctor, you always want to skip to the last name.
No,
Dr.
it's all good.
Theresa Price, thank you so much for being with us.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. Mama Teresa, Auntie Teresa, Sister Teresa.
Mama Teresa, I'm going with it. It's going to stick. Thanks so much.
Thank you. God bless.